Hello, good morning. Thanks for listening my Music and Math podcast. Today is Tuesday, June 13th, and it's late in the morning. So as I speak in English, this episode, 24th episode, is English episode. Now, this podcast is in the cycle of 4 types of episodes. So roughly, we have English episode every month. And the last English episode, 20th episode, was released on May 19th. And this episode, 24th, is going to be released on Friday. So next Friday, that is 16th. So yeah, roughly 1 month cycle. So today I'm gonna talk about this month for English listener, English episode listener. This podcast is releasing the schedule. Releasing schedule is weekly. Every week we have an episode. So I'm talking about basically myself every week. But in English, it's a 1 month cycle. So in a way, summarize other Japanese episode in English. My last English episode, the title of that is the past, present, and future. And I'm talking about my situation, unemployment situation, and a kind of brief summary what I can do for a job, the next move. So since then, 1 month have passed. So what did I do? And for job searching project, I'm still in the preparation planning phase. Some of my friends set up some meeting, the dinner meeting, kind of. And I met someone who running a company, and the company provide AI related service. It's very interesting, and it was fun. So in a way, that is one act, but it's a setup. So this is a passive move. I need to move actively. So yeah, I'm still in the planning. Oh, and I set up online recruiting service. I made an account, setting up my resume there. I'm receiving tons of emails from that service. So at least I did some. Yes. And in this month, actually, the first 2 weeks, I'm participating, join online event activity of self-publishing event. I'm talking about this one. This is technology, TechBookFest. Yeah, exactly. The name of the event is TechBookFest. In Japanese, Kijutsu Shoten. That was held from May 20th to June, which day? Sunday, June 4th. 2 weeks plus a few days, weekends. And this is the 14th event, and I'm joining this event since 9th. That was almost 3 years ago. At this occasion, I published new book. It's my solo project. This is basically a kind of a circle. We are entering this event as a group, AI forum group. And so far, we've published 6 books, including circle books, 2 circle books, and other 4 books are solo books. 2 of mine, and the other 2 books are for other members of our group. And this time, 14th event, I've written up a new book. So I have 3 books right now. And the latest book, the book I wrote, is an essay. And this podcast started almost 1 year ago, April 22. And the plan was that let's make a book based on the podcast. And that is just a 1 year anniversary in April when I was thinking. So yeah, why don't I compile 1 year talking into a book form as an essay? That's the plan. But I talk too much. Even though we can use AI transcribing model called Whisper, developed by OpenAI, it's very good. It can transcribe not only English speaking, but Japanese too. And the quality is very good. Although, of course, we need a thorough revision, checking, correction needed for printing. But the quality is amazing. So that was a plan. But as I said, it's too much. I just put it every, text before correction, though. The number of pages are beyond 500s in a small letter format. So yeah, I just select a few of them, then put it into a 160-page book. And it's done. I'm satisfied with that, actually. Yeah, the title is Essay, Music and Math, Podcast Marked Fry Excerpt. That's the title. And that phrase, podcast marked fry, is taken from a book of Ryuichi Sakamoto's autobiography. He put subtitle or main title, I don't know. At least this German phrase is put on the title. The book itself is in Japanese, and there is a Japanese title, of course, but the music marked fry is on it too. So I grabbed that and I replaced music with podcast. Podcast helped me a lot for last 1 year, actually. So that's the reason, partial reason. And that was 2 weeks ago, right? After ending the event, as usual, I put that book on Amazon Kindle direct publishing service. So it is written in Japanese, but you may purchase hard copy paperback version of the book as well as Kindle version from Amazon. So if you are interested in. And there is an option, free option for that. That is that there is a sort of audiobook version available free. That is this podcast. Because as I said, the content of the book is coming from this podcast. Yes, so if you're interested in this podcast. Okay, that was book news, right? And yeah. Yes, let me see. Yeah, and the last episode, Japanese talk episode, I talk about my new daily ritual, that is walking. And I think I talked this new ritual in the last English episode. And maybe you remember that. I try not to use Google Map on walking outside. And that is a challenge to me, to my brain, okay? A couple of days ago, okay, so 10 days ago or something, last week or 2 weeks ago, I walk. It's a daily ritual, basically. And I walk every day for 1 hour or so. And in the path, there is a river and mountain. Here in Canada, it's a very good place, It's so close to everything, Of course, the residential area is in town in a way. But if I walk on foot For an hour, it's not that close, but if you decided to walk to the mountain, it's there. To the ocean, it's there. It takes more than 1 hour. You need to run 1 hour to get the sea. So there are many nature wilderness kind of thing. And on my regular route for my walk, daily walk, there is some spot that is on the riverside and the mountain is close. And there is some mountain road there. And I was curious about that because it's also the spot in the mountain. There is some, how to say, not sightseeing spot, but there is some cultural stuff there. 天然記念物, we call it. How we call it in English? How the Google said natural monument, but is it the right stuff? You know, government picked those a couple of natural historic properties and scenes, that sort of thing. And that spot I'm talking about is one of them, but it's not that popular site or not at all, you know, even though it is registered as those natural something, it is not well maintained, almost abandoned. There is some plate explaining something, but it's fading. The letters are fading. So it's very curious in the way, you know, for my exploration curiosity kind of. It's very, very curious stuff. And that is around in entrance to the mountain. I saw that a month ago or something at the very beginning of this walking ritual started. At some day, I'm feeling adventurous and I go into further to the wild road ahead. Then I almost lost the way. It's a fun story. And it's amazing. Yeah, okay, so maybe some countries. I lived in Canada for a while, 5 years or more. So there are many nature there. The population density is so low compared to our country. So there are many natures and there are sometimes wild animals there. Here in Japan, in Kanazawa especially, it is also the case. And recent years, we have some news that there is a bear, so be careful. And in my walk, yeah, so the mountain region here in Kanazawa, it's really a wild mountain. So yeah, so I said I almost lost the way, meaning that I walked in the mountain for almost an hour in total. At some point, okay, I need to check the position where I am. So I restrict myself not using Google Map on the walking session, but I feel danger so that I open smartphone and I use Google Map. Then I realize that, oh, I'm far into the mountain than I expected. So I turn back the road at that point. So in total, I was in the mountain for an hour or so. But on the course, I met within a 10-meter distance. I met a wild animals twice. That was deer, Japanese deer, wild deer. I don't know. Kamoshika in English. What is antelope? Japanese antelope, I think. Nihon kamoshika. Yeah, I saw them. Two times. Every time, one antelope is on the center of the wild road in front of my way. And within 10 meters, roughly 5 meters ahead or something. I want him or her, move away, but she or he stays and stared at me. So every time I return, go back the road, then take another way. At the first time when I saw, I was so scared because, that was, the very first time was not the day, but before that, a week before the day, I almost lost the way. At that time, the weather is not fine. It's a bit rainy, cloudy day and windy. And when I get into, that was almost the first time of this road. There is a tree and bamboo there. And with the wind, there is some strange, unfamiliar sound from bamboo trees, right? And I'm getting scared because it's dark with the weather. And I saw a sign that be careful about the bear. Now it's not the really dangerous season. It's in autumn or before winter. Bear is very touchy, dangerous season. But I guess it's okay time. But still a bit scary environment. I'm thinking if bear is coming, then I need to be calm and keep the distance from there. I was thinking in that way. Then all of a sudden, I saw some sound from the left side of my way. Then I stopped, scared, waiting. Then something came out of the bush on the road in front of me. And that is the antelope, Japanese antelope. So scared. But when I saw the antelope, I was a kind of a relief. They don't eat me. So anyway, yeah. So that was the first contact of recent days. Yeah, that was an event in this month. And after came back to my home at that day, I checked my route. It's recorded on the smartphone. So I checked on the map and I found out that the road I'm walking, if I continue to the road, then eventually I came back to the starting point almost. Yeah, so I'm a chicken. But, being careful in that situation is important, I think. So I think I did the right decision at the time, I think. But maybe next time, sometimes I have some enough time. I want to try to go on the road and figure out how it is really end up without Google Maps in the session as far as I'm safe. Yeah. So what else I should talk about? So yeah, I need to reinitiate AI study learning seriously. These days, last 1 month or so, according this, busy days, situation changing stuff, I'm kind of out of checking the latest progress or those stuff on AI field. But as I mentioned, I want to do related those stuff, so I really need to catch up with the news. 1 month is a very long time in AI scene. So yeah, I need to check and restart again. But this time with my own sense of interest, curiosity, and the vision. So totally new direction, I think. Yeah, as I said, I don't want to do some neat application of AI service kind of thing. I'm not interested in those stuff, but more fundamental. Yeah, in that way, I really need to do seriously, because if I really want the kind of job, I really need to do that. So yeah, I will do that. That's another daily ritual. Every day I check the stuff kind of thing. I don't know. The problem, there is a problem. Actually, before I have a personal computer with GPU machine, which I can use solely, but I quit the job. So I don't have that PC anymore. So, and I can use Google Cloud, and I can buy some cloud GPU service if I really need. Yeah, I need to prepare some those stuff. at the same time, because just reading a paper is not good enough, right? Try and error on a real program is the key to understand. So I need to do that. And actually, I started checking the stuff, and sometimes I said, so far, I didn't get interested in the reinforcement learning techniques somehow. But these days, I realize that especially for the AGI context, reinforcement learning is one of the key technology. So I really need to study that the most because I didn't touch that seriously. So I checked that already, and I found out I'm curious about the AlphaZero, AlphaTensor. I mentioned that AI forum last year, and that direction is interesting, I think. And I checked. Okay, then these days, DeepMind announced AlphaDev. That is a kind of a generalization of the AlphaTensor into more wide range of stuff, right? And those are based on AlphaZero. And I found that, now, I found that after AlphaZero release, DeepMind also released a so-called MuZero. That is one step more generalized approach than AlphaZero. AlphaZero is AlphaGo's generalization, and MuZero is another one step further generalization. Then this AlphaTensor, AlphaDev are in the line. So I'm going to study seriously about those stuff. And I also check. I want to play with the AlphaZero. And I mean, I want to play the game. AlphaZero is self-learning agent and system framework for the general strategic games like Go, Shogi, Othello, kind of thing. So I want to play with AlphaZero by myself. So I Google it, and there is some GitHub repository implementing AlphaZero in Python, PyTorch, I guess. I play with that, and I want to understand the details, and I want to play with something my own interest, how things are working. That is a plan for my study. And what else I should talk? One thing, I restart. Last year, I tried to do Twitch live streaming stuff for fun. The idea was that if it's okay. I want to play with this Twitch stuff by itself, independently. But at the same time, as you know, I want to practice my piano. So if I live streaming of my piano practice session, it's a win-win situation, right? And the last year, I tried to do that a few times, 3-4 times. But since then, at that time, I got ultra busy time that time. So I just stopped that. And I totally forgot the setting and those stuff. But a few days ago, that was 3 days ago, I tried to restart the Twitch streaming for testing. And, I don't know, it's good thing or not, but at least I try to do that because at least I practice piano. So every time it looks like 20 minutes or something, then I got bored, so I stopped. But at least I did practice for those 20 minutes. Without this project, I do nothing. So it's much better than nothing. So I want to try more. I don't know, it's gonna be another new ritual, daily ritual on me or not. But I did that. Actually, twice I did. We'll see what happened. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Yes. Okay. So that's me surviving still. And yes. So yeah, here in Japan, there is rainy season called Tsuyu around this time, June. And here in Kanazawa, we're in that season. So it's rainy day. Basically, here in Kanazawa region, it's rainy area, cloudy, rainy region in Japan. We miss sunshine. But yeah, this rainy season is more than usual rainy. So, and it's that we are in Tsuyu season now. I hope good weather is coming back. So, yeah, okay. So, thanks for listening. Take care. Peace and love.